strzelają ptaka nella maite griva.
Yo! I went to Rome last year and it's wonderful weather at the moment in the UK on this May bank holiday. It's bringing back all them good memories. So I'm thinking, how about I make a beat from some of the sounds I recorded back then? Let's start with percussion and let's start with a kick drum. So to leave the apartment we were staying in, we had to press this buzzer to open the door. So what I ended up doing, I pitched it down and added some noise to add a bit more of a attack, a bit more of a kind of click sound to it, and a bit of overdrive to warm it up. That's the kick sorted. Onto the snare. So when we was having a meal, I think it's lunchtime, someone opened a can of Coke. That's the sound of the ring pull opening the can. I added a rattler onto it to give it a bit more of a fizz, so it kind of cuts through a bit better. That was a snare sorted. Tambourine sound, there's a guy, we was walking around to this kind of lovely open kind of viewpoint. And there's a guy there with a guitar and he had like a foot tambourine. So I managed to record that, so I just chopped that up and just used that as a tambourine sound. So for this little percussive sound, it's actually, there's a horse and cart going past us, and I think there's a car behind it which tooted at them actually. And it's just the tooting sound, but I pitched it up. Because originally, and then pitched it up. And I added a nice bit of reverb, because I want it to be nice and big and kind of fill up the space. Then for like a hi-hat sound and kind of more higher percussion, it was when we was at that same lunchtime meal, and we all went cheers. Pint glasses and wine glasses are all kind of chinking and hitting each other. I just cut up little different bits of that, kind of panned some left, I think some right, and they all kind of created these different nice percussive sounds. So that was the hi-hats all sorted. So that's all of the percussion. So now for the main kind of melody at the beginning, there was this woman, I'm not too sure what instrument she's performing on, but it's a really nice, it's kind of stringed instrument. She's doing these kind of long, sustained, slightly eerie kind of notes. And then I just took the two sections which I recorded where she wasn't singing, I just put them next to each other. So that's the main kind of idea, the main riff. I took a little bit of that and I bounced it and then I flipped it, so I reversed it. So it just kind of helps to lead in and kind of create the loop flowing. So that's the main riff. What I then took, like the kind of big main vocal when it kind of kicks in, there's this woman just performing in the street. There's a massive kind of circle of people around her. And she's just singing a cappella stuff, and it's really powerful. So I took a little bit of that and I time stretched it a bit. That's why you can hear it does sound, it gets a bit distorted. I kind of like that sound. I think it adds a little bit of kind of grip to it. Then I drenched it in reverb. And then for the second section of the song, I wanted to have a bit more kind of melodic stuff going on. So I took some vocals and strings from that lady performing on that kind of nice stringed instrument. And that's the only chord which I used throughout this little song. Then I wanted to have a lead melody. So again, I used the same sample which I used for the chords. Just I played them much higher and I added a bit of delay onto it. And that was the melody sound. For a bass sound, I was talking to the camera and I just went, woo! Woo! And so what I've done, I just put that into an NNXT and I played it down a couple of octaves. Woo! And that gave me a nice bass sound. And then just some kind of little adds and like little touches to it. For the snares, I bounced them and reversed it. So with the percussion. So it just helps accentuate the beat which follows it. And then I wanted to have a riser for the end, and we was by the Trevi Fountain. So what I've done with that, so I EQ'd a lot of the bottom end from there, just because I didn't want any of that rumble. I wanted the riser to be more the higher frequencies. And then as you can see, I created quite a wide kind of peak here. Then I automate that going up the frequency range. So that was my riser sound. And that is that. Check it out. Oh.